Hi, everybody. Miss Godfrey here. I'm going to read aloud the passage for the J7 work that's in Mastery Connect. All right. Directions. Read the following passage to help you answer the questions below. Day 7, heat transfer. Thermal energy is transferred from the hotter object to the cooler object. There are 3 ways heat can be transferred: conduction, touch; convection, air, water, atmosphere; and radiation, sun, fire, electromagnetic waves. Conduction is heat transfer that occurs when particles are in direct contact with each other. The particles that make up matter are always moving. When these particles collide with each other, energy can be transferred from one object to the other object. It can take place within one single object as heat travels from part of the object to another. For example, if a cool pan is placed on a hot stove surface, the particles in the stove collide with the particles in the pan, and heat flows from the hot surface of the stove to the colder pan. The heat will travel from the bottom of the pan and spread to the rest of the pan, causing the whole pan to warm up. This heat flow from a hot object to a cold object continues until the objects reach equilibrium and stay the same temperature. Sound familiar to you? I know it does. All right. Convection, air, water, atmosphere. It is heat transfer that takes place when warm particles move in currents, convection currents. For example, when a pot of water is boiled, the water particles closest to the bottom of the pot are heated the most. As this part of the water heats, it becomes less dense. This causes the heated water to rise to the top of the pot. The cooler water particles squish and drop to the bottom of the pot and replace the heated ones. So heat transfer is taking place because of the movement of the warm particles. The same movement of heated particles happens in air, where warm air rises and cooler air takes its place. Convection occurs in the Earth's atmosphere and oceans. This is because the sun heats the earth unevenly, uneven heating and cooling. Differences in the temperature of air and water cause convection. Convection in the atmosphere causes wind, while convection in the ocean causes ocean currents. Air, water, atmosphere. Radiation is the transfer of energy by electromagnetic waves. Like convection and conduction, radiation can transfer heat through matter. However, radiation is different in that it can also transfer heat through empty space. In the process of radiation, heat flows in the form of waves. The radiation waves flow from hot objects to cooler objects, where the heat energy is absorbed. The cooler objects heat up as they absorb the waves. The sun is the main source of electromagnetic energy on Earth. This electromagnetic energy reaches the Earth through radiation in the form of light and heat. Part of this energy, light, is used by producers to make food. Conductors and insulators. A thermal conductor allows heat to move easily. Remember, conductors are spreaders. Insulators are blockers. For example, consider a metal spoon placed in a cup of hot coffee. When the spoon is touched, it will likely feel hot. Since the spoon is made of a conductor, the heat energy from the coffee moves throughout the spoon so that when the handle is touched, it feels hot like the coffee. If the spoon were plastic, an insulator, the energy would not move through the plastic. Only the part of the spoon touching the coffee would be hot. Common thermal conductors include metal. Metals are spreaders, which is conductors, such as iron, aluminum, copper, or steel. Conductors are good for making things that need to heat up quickly. For example, thermal conductors are often used to make cookware, such as pots and pans. Pots and pans need to be able to quickly transfer the heat from a stovetop or other hot surface to foods that are being cooked. This is why cookware is often made of metal, such as copper or iron. A thermal insulator does not allow heat to flow through easily. An insulator is a blocker. It stops the flow of energy from moving through the handle. Many objects that are meant for holding hot objects, like soup containers or handles of pots and pans, are made out of heat insulators so the heat will not transfer through the area it touches. For example, a person is using an oven to heat food in a metal pot. Once the food is done cooking, the person needs to remove the pot from the oven. The person should use rubber or cloth, the most common materials for oven mitts, to remove the pot from the oven. Common thermal insulators are plastic, wood, cloth, rubber, air, or foam. And I'll do the questions in a separate video.